Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome everyone to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Teresa Lawrence, here on the KCAA Broadcasting Network, 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, where we cover over 5 million households in the greater Los Angeles. And we're also affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. You can listen to us every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time on any of your favorite podcasts and streaming channels. We are also in Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android app. Just subscribe to Building Solid Foundations. My name is Teresa Lawrence, and I am your host. I am an international speaker, an author, and a leadership coach. And I have a nonprofit called the Trueness Project, and it is my goal to give out my first award-winning children's book, Gloriousness, to displaced children around the world. I am an immigrant, Cuban immigrant to the United States, and I know what it's like to be displaced from a family and live in fear. And this book helps children process their emotions and discover the power of words. That's what my nonprofit is all about, teaching children and adults how beautiful and powerful it is to own your own narratives. So I encourage you all to check out my book. And then for adults, there is also a book called The Power of Leadership with Teresa Lawrence. Now in this book, I emphasize my leadership philosophy, which is the leadership of play, because I believe that in our hearts, we're all children. And when you see children playing, they have no filters. They have no fear, and they don't know that they're not supposed to play with someone because they're of a different color or a different religion. They just play. And that's where I want the world to be. So with that, I want to welcome you again to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. My guest today is Dillon Bruno, who is fabulous and creative and amazing. And we're gonna talk about all the amazing things that he does with tools. So Dillon Bruno is the owner of Caliber8 Inc. And simply put, they make do-it-yourself easy by giving you tools, supplies, and education you need to get jobs done. Most people are intimidated, scared of tools, let alone taking all of these home improvement projects to make their dreams come true by themselves. So Dillon's mission is to take you through the process of becoming confident and so comfortable picking up any type of tool that you're using it like a pro, so you can tackle any project and win with it. Dillon has been in the trades for many years. Over 20-year span, he's been in trucking, construction, roofing, solar panel installation, lineman, and this man knows how to use a lot of tools. He's been a welding instructor for years. He's taught grown men and women how to weld and has gotten them certified in a month's time. And his YouTube channel is just dedicated to teaching people how to use tools and become comfortable doing their own thing. So with that, I welcome Dillon Bruno to the show. So how did this all start? Tell me, I want to hear the whole journey so I can get in there and ask you questions.
Well, you know, it's funny when I look back on my life and I connect the dots. You know, I say, okay, this is where I am today. How did I get here?
Right.
And I came from a family of 7 kids. Okay, 4 boys, 3 girls. My father, he was an accountant for one of the biggest hotels in the Caribbean, because I was born in the Bahamas. He came over to the States, brought the family over, and you know, everything kind of went from there. But he wasn't just a numbers guy, he was also a handy guy as well. He would just build things. You know, he was a around the house guy, fixed all kinds of things. But out of all the boys, I was the only boy that was underneath him trying to, just learning or just watching or just wanting to be there. And I think, like I said, when I look back and I connect the dots, I say, okay, maybe that has something to do with it. Why I'm
Well,
here.
it does, and I just want to interrupt. Children watch what parents do.
Yeah.
They just do. So like I always say, you teach by your actions, because parents can say something and then do something completely different.
Yeah.
And the children are watching and they're learning. So keep going, sir.
Yeah. So, to be honest, I had no idea I would end up doing what I'm doing now. But I'm glad I did. It was always in me. I was always a tinkerer, like to take things apart.
So here's an interesting question. Did you ever do like a project with your dad? Do you have like a favorite memory of?
You know what? That's a good question. I can't think of any particular project I did. I was just always there, and I just had a fascination with the building trades. What went into building something. Kind of like the engineering behind it. I know you had a guest.
So one of the things that's in your bio that I didn't read, which is kind of fun, and you can tell somebody who really likes tools or is an engineer or does this, you say in here that you enjoyed taking things apart.
Yes.
So what did you take apart?
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
It was just about, it was anything. I loved diving into books, encyclopedias, just learning about nature, not just physical objects, but just nature, what makes them tick, what makes things tick, makes them work. And, I just loved just finding out what was the working mechanisms behind what made things work. And I think that's what I meant when I said that.
And because it's so true when you say people, I know I go to Home Depot and I'm like, I'm doing this project.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this, and that.
Yeah.
I use maybe one of the 5 things I bought, and then I give up in the middle of it, and then I call somebody to finish it.
Yeah, exactly, right. So, yeah, I had a friend that invented a pet product, okay, just to give you a quick background. And they were very successful with that product. And I remember in the beginning stages, we would go back and forth with ideas and stuff like that. And he just took and ran with it, right? And I had other things going on with my life. And I didn't see him for a span of a couple of years, maybe 2-3 years. And then come to find out later, he gives me a call and says, tells me what he's doing with himself. This product blew up and he's living this way. And I'm like, I like to invent too. I like to do that too. So something about that just kicked it into gear for me.
So now I want to interrupt.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm building on my interviewing skills, but one of the things Dillon has done is he's invented 5 products. He's acquired 3 patents on those products, and one is the Exactac picture hanging tool, which is for sale.
Yeah.
So talk about that. Talk about the 5, because that's like okay. 1 is crazy enough, but you've got 5.
Yeah, when I first got the inventing bug, I was just like, all in. I just love the concept of bringing an idea to market, right? And it's not an easy process. There's a lot of stuff you got to go through. But I enjoyed the process. It stimulated me so much, the creative process, that I just kept going and going and going. And out of, there were many ideas that I put forth. And like I said, I filed for 5 patents. 2 were rejected, and 3 were granted. And one of those was for the Exactac picture hanging tool, which was an iteration of a product that I had before. So it wasn't just that I came up with that tool off the bat. It was an iteration of it. Because in a capitalistic society, you can innovate all day in your head. But one of the biggest innovative processes that you have to master is not just a physical product, but the marketing, the branding, all of that is innovation too. So it's a whole package, right? So I saw that the Exactac tool, it would appeal to a wider market versus the other.
So this learning curve from coming up with the product, going through the whole process of getting the patent, and then selling it.
Yeah.
Not
only selling it, but selling it for it to get knocked off.
Oh, congratulations! He's made it, people.
Yeah. And that really kicked into gear when that happened. And as she alludes to it, you haven't really arrived until that happens. But that kicked into gear even more creative juices in me to say, okay, how can I overcome this, right? And stay in it, where some people would just give up and say, oh, it's
Right, no, so I want to interject. So one of my big things is teaching leadership everywhere, right? And that's an example of true leadership, you know? He got hit.
Yeah,
And
yeah, big time.
you know, there's some people that just would have crashed.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He pivoted and he kept going. But the product is still for sale.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's still out there on the website and on other distribution channels that I have going on. But just to piggyback off of what I said, because I think it's very important for people to understand, is that you will get hit when you step in the ring, right? I got hit, but that was one of the best things that happened to me, because I said to myself, how can I build a brand, not just be a widget maker, not just pump out a widget, but build a brand around myself, around the product. And that's what I did, and that's how and then I started to think about ways I can expand my reach in terms of educating the masses about tools in general, not just the
Okay,
pitching
well,
agent.
hold that thought, because we're going to talk about that when we come back.
Yeah.
It's time for a break.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.